Hello, I am Vipul Kumar Jaiswal and I am going to teach one of the foundational topic of the calculus, that is function. I am making this video for Unacademy Stars program. Okay, before going into the topic, first we need to understand some associated topics such as sets, relation, Cartesian product. Then we will understand what is the function. Today we are going to learn what is the definition of the function, what is exactly a function, and what are the types of the function, etc. So before we will going to understand what is the sets. Sets is the well defined collection of distinct object like this. So here in the definition of sets there are two terms which are important: well defined and distinct object. Well defined and distinct object. So one by one we will understand what is the meaning of well defined and what is the meaning of distinct object. Well defined we mean that कोई element है तो अगर वो element जो given sets है उससे belong कर रहा है या नहीं, ये clarity होना चाहिए. This is the meaning of well defined. Sets must be well defined so that one can judge whether a given element belongs to a particular set or not. Distinct object means no two elements will be repeated. For we will understand this with the help of an example. Let's say we have an example of set of natural number. Which is denoted by n, and it is like this. If I ask whether 2 by 5 belongs to this set or not, then the answer will be clearly known, because this is the set of natural number and this is the fraction. So this is the meaning of well defined. And what is the meaning of distinct object? Means let us assume that we have a set which is denoted by p, let's say, and it is like this. So if I ask whether this is a set or not, then this is not a set. It doesn't qualify for a set because here element 2 is repeated, element 3 is repeated. So in the definition of set, we must have the set must be well defined and the object element of this set is not repeated. Okay, so this is the definition of the sets. So we are going to understand some more terms related to sets, like what is the empty set. Empty set is nothing but it is sets having no elements. एक ऐसा सेट जिसमें कोई एलिमेंट ही नहीं है. There is no element in this set. Empty set having no elements, and it is represented by phi or like this. And the another term is what is the meaning of if we have two non-empty sets, let's say A and B, and if I say A is the subset of B, then it means that each element of this set A must belongs to the set B. Set B might contain some other elements, it is possible, but what is the condition is that elements of set A must belongs to set of B. If elements of set A belongs to set B and number of elements in the set A and the number of elements in the set B are equal, then in that case it is nothing but A is equal to B. It means set A is equal to set B, and if the number of elements in set B is more than that of A, at least one more than that of A, then in that case A is the proper set of B, since the element of set A belongs to elements of set B and A have less number of elements than B. Okay, the meaning of A is the subsets of B. Now we are going to understand what is the meaning of Cartesian product. Let we have two sets A and B where A equal to, let's say 2, 3, 4 and B equal to 10, 11, 12. Then Cartesian product is defined as A into B, it is denoted as A into B, and it is equal to A comma B such that A belongs to A and B belongs to B. First of all, Cartesian product is itself a set, and it is a set of ordered pairs. And it is a set of ordered pairs A comma B. इसका मतलब है कार्टेशियन प्रोडक्ट क्या है, ये कुछ नहीं, ये खुद भी एक सेट है और ये ऑर्डर्ड पेयर का सेट है, and ordered pair is defined like this. So A cross B equal to, we can write A cross B equal to 2 comma 10, 2 comma 11, 2 comma 12, 3 comma 10, 3 comma 11, 3 comma 12, 4 comma 10, 4 comma 11, 4 comma 12. This is the Cartesian product of two sets A into B. So this much is required. Now we are going to define what is the relation. First of all, relation is itself a set. It is also a set, and it is a subset of Cartesian product. Cartesian product of two sets, let's say A into B. So it means that since it is the subset of Cartesian product of A into B, that's why it is also a set of ordered pair. Now, when it is denoted by R, or we can say rho, whenever we define a relation, then in that case it doesn't require to define the relation between the elements of ordered pair. Means what is the relationship between A comma B. But usually what we do, we define what is the relation between A comma B, so that one can derive the subset from the given set of, one can derive the subset from the Cartesian product. For example, if I say elements, let's say elements A comma B is such that A divides B, then in that case what will be our relation R? A divides B means this is the elements of A and this is the elements of B. A divides B means if I take 2, then 2 will divide 10 and 2 will divide 12. Then these two ordered pairs will qualify for the elements of R, like 2 comma 10 and 2 comma 12. Similarly, if I take 3, then 3 will divide only 12, then 3 comma 12 will be qualified for the elements of relation R. Similarly, if we take R, then 4 comma 12. This is our relation for under this condition. Okay, here B is actually image of the A. Okay, this is the rule. This is the rule. When we apply this rule, then we get this subset, and this subset is nothing but the relation which we get from the Cartesian product A cross B. Okay, now we are going to understand what is the meaning of the function. With this much background, we can understand what is the meaning of the function. So we can visualize function as a kind of machine. Let's say it is a machine which is represented by F, where we give some inputs, let's say X, and we get outputs y, and there are some condition, there is some condition on this output y. This output y must be unique. This is the first condition. This output y must be unique. Means, what is the meaning of this? If I give a input, let's say 2, then we must get only one output, whatever it may be, let's say 5. Then, and for all the elements of, and for all the defined inputs, we must get outputs that is unique to the corresponding elements, which is unique to the corresponding defined input. Okay, if there is a machine, let's say f dash, and if I give output, let's say 5, and if I am getting 4 input, let's say 1, -5, 3 and 4, or 2, or you can say 2 inputs, 2 and 3, then in this case this is not a function. Output corresponding to the inputs must be unique. This is the first condition. And what we can give here, this must be a defined input. Defined input means those inputs which makes sense to the function. Means, if I say, let's say our function is log x, then in this case we cannot give negative value as input, or 0. X cannot be equal to less than or equal to 0. This is the meaning of defined input. Means, function will take only those value of x for which the function is defined. Okay, and the output must be unique. This is the condition, and for every defined input we must have a output. Okay, for every defined input we must have a output. Means that function should produce a unique output for every input which are defined for the function, and its input is, let's say 1, 2, 3, 5, and here it is output 7, 3, -5, 4. It is related to, let's say 7, this is related to 3, this is also related to 3, this is also related to 5. Whether this is a function or not, yes, this is a function. We have defined input, and all of these inputs are associated with some elements in the output. Means, we are getting unique output. Unique output means only one input. Unique output means only one output. It might be possible that 2 and 3 input 2 and 3 is producing the same output. It might be possible, but this is the uniqueness. Means this 2 is related to only 3, and this 3 is related to 3. Convergence is allowed, but divergence is not allowed. We cannot say 2 is producing 4 and 2 is also producing 3. Then in that case that will not be a function.